everyone, my name is Nicole, and welcome back to The Keeper's Curse. I wanted to see if we could get a different ending today, because I really enjoyed playing it last time, and I just like reading this. There's something I really enjoy about reading this, but I immediately hit the start button, so we're on the screen. A dreadful letter. 15 days. 15 more days. Then your shift ends. It's been too long on this island. The air is thick with isolation. Nothing but the cooing of messenger pigeons, the crackling of oil, and ghostly wind have spoken to you. Call out to the empty air. You hear your voice bounce, ringing lonely, twitching ears. You drop the hurling note to the ground, fighting despair as reality bombards your mind. Your shift ended today. The relief ship should be in these waters now. You should be leaving this cursed rock. Instead, 15 grueling days? How will you survive? What will you eat? Your emergency supplies will last 3 more days. Standard procedure, they said. Liars! Deceitful sons of whores! You are a tiny human on a tiny island in a vast sea, surrounded by an azure coffin. Lash out in anger. Okay, so, we got the savior ending last time, so I'm curious what we can get for this one. So, we got food, water, and supplies. We should get some food. You are the lighthouse keeper, and you must stay alive as well as fulfill your duty. Make sure you keep a steady reserve of food, of water, and of supplies to stay alive. If the voices in your head become too loud, press escape to tone them down. Good luck, you'll need it. Let's get this started. Will I make it? Resupplying. You have some time to spare to gather resources. Let's get some food. There we go. You fished up a nice catch. The night grows cold, and the air in the lighthouse has turned frigid. What do you do? Better to tough it out. Itchy but warm. It's just a little fuel. Let's bundle up in blankets. You have some time to spare to gather resources. Supplies. Ooh, 47, nice. Dark sky. As you step outside the lighthouse, you notice the sky above is completely dark. When it should be the middle of the afternoon, you go outside to investigate. What the hell is going on? You stay inside and wait for it to pass. You light the lighthouse. No more darkness! Let's go and investigate. Ah, yes! I was hoping we'd get some of the Lovecraftian stuff early on. You run outside, no clouds to be seen, no sun, no moon. You feel your body fade out of existence. In panic, you start to hit the walls of the lighthouse with your bare fists. You end up blooding your hands, but you no longer seem to fade. You tend to your wounds. A knock on the lighthouse at the midnight hour. Sorry, I thought I saw a period right about there. At the midnight hour, echoes within the tower walls. God damn, who or what could it be? Open the door cautiously, a makeshift ready weapon in hand. Peek through the crack. You slam the door open. That's not what I picked! Didn't we do that last time? You slam the door open, breaking it in the process, but find nothing. You now have to repair the door. You spend a sleepless night. Let's get some water. You got some water. You pace in circles, lost in thought. You catch the sound of footsteps that aren't yours, circling the lighthouse. Make noise to scare. I can't let it inside. Check the source of the sound. You rush outside the lighthouse to find what looks like human footsteps. You follow the trail into the forest, only to find a rotting corpse. Run back to the lighthouse. Oh, there was something that popped up there. Okay, we said put the book away last time. The book, you should be gone by now. Sore fists strike at unyielding wood planks, pain peeking past cold air, fighting with chilled flesh. Solid floors, you stir the dead embers, searching for pinpricks of rose ember. Madness momentarily grips you, flinging the slicing iron across your small abode. It clatters against the stones, unseen sparks flinting through the aether as the rod strikes your dusty shelf. Dark momentum carving into soft wood, splintering the rotten boards. So those are T's, okay. Crashing cacophony brings you back to your room. back to the lighthouse. Always the lighthouse. Splayed across the floor are several broken objects. Glass lay near your exposed toes. A dull leather-bound book rests fallen on the floor, parallel to your pillow. As you pick up the tome, a trilobite crawls past your fingers. Inspecting its pages, you find scrawled notes of keepers past, now molding into antiquity. Memories of the lighthouse, transcribed by those who tended the flames before you. We will read it this time. Fighting back coughs from spores spawning pages, you flick spore spawning pages. That's a mouthful. You flick past heretic scrawlings, some pictures, other illegible words. Catching your eye are letters unbrackened by the seaside rot. I told him not to go down there. Nothing to see, nothing at all. Now he has seen. My eyes burn as my heart pounds. What can I do? What will he do? We both know what it means. I more deeply than he can hear it too. The page trails off, tattered or torn. You think this verse appears near the end of the journal, seemingly recent. The back of the book sits blank, awaiting your story. Do you dare write it? Close the damned book. Let's get some food. You reel in something unexpected while fishing. A corpse, pale and bloated. It has a bag loosely attached. Loot the contents! You're disgusted, but determined. With caution, you remove the corpse's backpack and recover some canned food and lamp oil. Hail night. A violent icy storm sends pellets of ice the size of your fists. The lighthouse lamp windows are at risk of breaking. Use supplies to build a makeshift shield, but also obscure the sea partly. Keep the light on and pray for the lamp to hold through the night. You have some time to spare to gather resources. Food, supplies. You got some supplies. As you walk down the emerald path of the forest, you find a strange shrine with offerings. You don't recall its existence. Take only this. The basement. You have to know what's in there. Curiosity fought off for a day. With a fresh-cut rabbit, your hunger feels as distant as the relief ship. Now is a good time to check the basement. Nothing but rats and a cold draft down there, you thought. Pay no mind to the basement during your watch. Now the journal pages almost call to you, shuffling you towards the murky door. Surely the scratching you heard must have been rodents. Investigate. Creaking wood scrapes the stone as damp air is sucked past you, carrying with it a stench of wet fur and old iron. Hold on. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. I messed up something. I forgot where I was. You pry open a few crates, checking on the innards. Pickled, worthless ship supplies easily traded for salted meat and pickled carrots. Within the murky depths, your vision feels deadened as a tingle runs down your spine. Covered by an oblong crate, you see slugging thin maroon lines paint something on the floor. Okay, I'll just leave, I guess. We need water. You got some water. Feline form. A stray cat appears at the lighthouse. It looks hungry and lonely, but it does not dare approach you. Shoo it away! I'm the one who's hungry. I forgot what this is. The cat eats eagerly at the fish you provided to it. It purrs in a cozy rumble as it lays at your side. Continue. Ghostly eyes. A shadowy figure. Piercing yet flickering eyes, their pupils drilling deep into your mind. You start to fidget with unease. Investigate the cliffs. Ignore the feeling. Stare back intensely. Yes, more of it. You end up blinking, and when you open your eyes again, you're underwater. The eyes stared at shark eyes. You scream, bubbles of air rushing to the surface as its jaws close on your arm. You wake up in your bed. I guess food. 62, damn. Washed ashore. The rain is cold and pouring sharply. As you walk alongside the beach, you see the dead body of a whale washed ashore. Carve out some... You must consume its knowledge. What? The whale's corpse commands you. Eat its raw eye, and you shall see. You bite into the rubbery, sticky flesh and collapse unconscious, not unconscious, on the beach. When you come back to your senses, the whale disappeared. You cough out some blood, but gain new knowledge. I know more now. Dark deeds. Sharp shapes spin past your vision. Unable to keep it out of your own mind, you ruminate. What do the symbols mean? What's their source? Slowly eating at your consciousness, doubt grows. Listen, you hear that? It sounds like the wind, but you think more is there. Murmurs carried by the breeze. No, it's nothing. You're overly curious is all. Maybe you need to start to check the symbols again. See their shapes so they stop plaguing your mind. Try to decipher the symbols. You know the answers must lie in that diagram. You can't remember the exact icons. That's why the symbols are drifting through your mind so often. You just need another glimpse. Just a small Follow the plan laid out in the tome. Biting back assaulting madness, you see their curses grip your mind. Forcing its way into your hands, you can feel what they want, calling, yearning, desperate. They command an offering. They need to feed blood to take form the very essence of this plane. Eerie interlopers, torturing yourself, how will you bring this sacrifice? Draw my own blood, unlike last time. You awake to splashes of crimson. A sharp breath is all you manage before the fresh stench hits your nostrils. Slicked hands coated in viscous blotches of crimson. What is this? What happened? Inside the circlet, you see a butchered rabbit. That's not what I said! Coated in blood, prepared at least. Yes, you were just getting it ready for tonight's stew. That's all. Your mind is clouded, unable to recall the past hours. Your arm is laced with pain. You push it out of your mind for now, ignoring what has transpired. You need to wash the blood off your hands and get the kettle boiling for dinner. Wash off the blood. Well, I said mine, not what? Creaking oars. You hear creaking oars in the distance, but see no boat. A survivor from a shipwreck, perhaps. Yell to get the boat's attention. They can't be that far. Search the shoreline. Unintelligible. What was this one again? You wait and wait, but the sound seems to grow more and more distant. Only the sound of the waves remain. Shit. You hear a loud crash. You look for the source of the sound and find a rusted anchor, splitting a tree in half. Examine the anchor. Yes, more of this. The rusty anchor has some strange markings indicating to a spot on the island. As you run your fingers over them, you cut yourself. Visions of a shrine appear to you. That was strange. Guess supplies. You got supplies. You spot a floating island in the distance that seems to move along the rhythm of the waves. You use a spyglass to get a better look. You see a shadow wave at you from the island. Each time you blink, it seems to get closer and closer, a deranged grin spreading across its face. You look away in fear. The island has disappeared. The stomach yawns, hunger sharpening your mind. You can still feel them. Blech. Floats by your mind from time to time in a constant reminder. These are not your thoughts. You can see it now. She demands an offering to waste food on. What madness grips your mind? Entertain the calling. It demands a sacrifice to feed those azure ripples. You toss a bit of food out there. What harm is there in entertaining this notion? Feed the sea. You remember the other day in the basement. Whoa, I just smacked the crap out of my mic. It went flying. An odd place to prepare dinner, isn't it? You strain your starving, foggy mind, trying to recall what force compelled you to the cellar. It eludes you. mind slipping away as the current moves. You watch the waves roll along the coast of your prison. Up then down, they undulate. Up then down. Blah is out there. You can see Blah calling. You know what she demands. Succumb to the calling. Glory to the outsider. Blah calls to you. You understand what they desire, and you feed their hunger, tossing in precious food to consume to the consuming ocean. Feed the sea. Feed the calling? Okay, so we lost some food, so we'll go fishing! You catch a glimpse of what looks like a humanoid figure running on the island along the shore. You chase after them. You run after the shadowed figure. As it reaches the cliffside, it jumps into the water and doesn't surface back up. As you spend the evening in front of the fireplace, a putrid fish drops down the chimney into the embers. Investigate the source. Oh, there's new symbols. You make your way up to the chimney and see your own self, rotten fish in hand. You rub your eyes in disbelief, and as you open them again, you're now holding fish bones. Head over the chimney. Okay. Oh, go fishing again. You arrive at the stone well, as per usual, to gather some water. However, something's amiss. The water has turned into blood. Throw food in the well, or I'm starting to... You give into the whispers and throw some of your food into the well. A creature of undescribable horror walks out of the well. It grabs you by the throat and... Writhing tentacles lacerate your face. Wriggling as crazed worms, the suckers pull your skin as if to consume your very essence. Blah! You feel them pulling away, chunks of flesh peeling with them. Under the waters, you struggle to breathe as the ocean pulls you downwards. Above you, you see the lighthouse lamp peering across the waters, setting the above waves ablaze in light. Deeper in the depths, you see Blah wake. You awaken, panting, clawing at your face as you fight the nebulous tentacles. Moments pass as you shiver. You're in your bed in the lighthouse, near rescue. It was a dream. Or is this the dream? Have you already sunk into eldritch noises? You spend the hours before dawn pacing circles, thinking, attempting to clear your addled mind. Prepare breakfast. You have time. Let's get some water. Cool. We're in the 60s. A raven shows up at your window and deposits a shiny item on the windowsill and flies away. I can't read any of these now. You open the window and you find your missing fishing hook. You add it back to your fishing kit. You wake to rats scratching at your legs. What do? Set a trap for them. You wake up and make a trap with some of your supplies in hopes of trapping the rats. The next day you find that the trap worked. Your food is safe and you got some extra. Damn, we're at 70. You have some time to spare to gather resources. 78. The rainwater storage tank is losing water. It seems a leak formed. Repair the leak. Runes speak to you now. The madness is cleared as you understand what those from the journal and those who created the circlet now know. A sacrifice is required for appeasement, to join them in the depths of the ocean, a yawning sea of hunger which matches your own. They should be arriving soon, if that letter holds true. Climb the stairs of the lighthouse. The urge is stronger than you are. From this vantage point, you watch the flickering ocean waves endlessly stretch into the horizon. The peaks and falls resonating with your own heartbeat as you fall into the chaotic rhythm. Peeking up from underneath cloak, gray clouds, you see a familiar sigil. The relief ship, finally! Weep, blah, or this. You know what must be done. Turning the mirrors with the great lighthouse, you point the kerosene fuel lamp across the waters, guiding them away from a rocky outcropping. They don't know what the waters as you do. They don't know the island. Soon they will know. Blah. As the ship teeters ever closer, you use the light to guide them, signaling patterns of which paths to take. You know of the high reef. Real? You've seen it barely showing during low tide. Near the ship draws towards their grave. You signal to proceed. The captain trusts you just as Blair trusts you. Signal them closer. Over crashing waves you can barely hear as the ship batters across petrified coral, gouging out the hull. Frenzied shouts carry across the lapping sea. Bleh! Whispers on the winds, mimicking and mocking the screaming corpses, watching them flay about and drown. You feel blossoming warmth spread across your chest into the blur depths you offer. Rain sinks. Bleh. Yes, indeed. You know what to do with the survivors. Lose yourself to the outsider. Oh, and that was the end of that one. Okay, so there's that ending. So we listened to the outsider for that one. So that's not much of an ending. What? Wait, I just realized it didn't actually give us an ending screen like the Survivor one did. So that's interesting. Huh. But that's all the time I got for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you can keep up to date when videos go live. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!